today is and the reason I came up with the theme of more of this is, and this was prior to any of the pandemic or anything like that. I think that we do so much with our careers and just so many other things that we don't put a lot of emphasis on the value of travel. Travel can be, even if you don't want to actually leave the United States, there's so many different beautiful destinations that I think that it helps you overall as a person. You get to hit the reset button, but I think culturally as well, when you're exposed to different environments, it gives you a better appreciation for life and for other ethnicities, and just learning a whole new environment. And whenever I actually speak to people about travel, I ask them to do more than just, like the beach or the ordinary things, but just go out and learn about the actual country that you're visiting. So today I've invited two great friends, and we're going to go on a little exploration to a couple of cool places: Cabo, the Maldives, and to Greece. And one of the questions that I always get as well is what to wear, what to pack. So I just wanted to do a really fun segment just to encourage us about travel, the importance of travel, and just spread a little sunshine today through travel. So I'm going to start with Jeff, and he is going to take us on a little exploration.
Thanks, Jenelle.
You're welcome.
Nice to be here. Thank you, everybody, for your time and for joining us. And I love your point that you made, because there's this great Mark Twain quote, and I'm going to mess it up, but effectively it is that travel is fatal to narrow-mindedness and bigotry and prejudice. And I think that's the wonderful thing about having the pleasure and the ability and the fortune to travel the world.
Yes.
And so I'm with J.Mak Hospitality. We work with boutique hotels all over the world, all of which can be booked directly through a travel advisor. So you can get in touch with Kamala to book any of these properties that I'm going to talk about. I'll start local and then go a little further out. But without further ado, I'm going to share my screen here so you can see what I'm talking about a little bit better. So here's our homepage, jmak.com. Please feel free to take a look at your leisure. We have hotels all over the world, as I mentioned, some phenomenal experiences that can be booked. So please take a look and get in touch with Kamala if there's anything that you might be interested in looking into, both domestically in the US and international. The good news is I think we're finally starting to see people are feeling a little bit more comfortable about travel again. Mm-hmm. And if they're not maybe ready to jump on a plane for 8 hours, they're dreaming about it, because I think we're all itching to get out of our houses, to experience a new place. I mean, walking down the street for some of us has been, kind of an exciting thing that we weren't able to do for a long time. So one of the kind of closer options, if you're not going domestic US, is Cabo. Cabo, fortunately, on the Baja Peninsula of Mexico, has reopened to tourism, flights only right now. However, airlines like American, Alaska are now starting to fly back to Cabo. So we work with a villa there. It's called Mantea Casa Cabo. And it's in the Pedregal area of Cabo. So actually it's on a hill right up from Cabo San Lucas. So pretty easy to get out to a lot of bars and restaurants and a lot of the nightlife that Cabo has become pretty acclaimed for. But you return to this luxury retreat, which is an 8-bedroom villa. It's like staying in a boutique hotel, because you have all the services, whether you want food from your private chef, you have private butlers, you have your own bartender, you have spa masseuse on call if you would like any sort of massage treatments. So it has all the services you would come to expect from a luxury hotel, except you aren't sharing it with anybody other than your friends
or family. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that's kind of the beauty of it. And being 8 bedrooms, I mean, it really can accommodate. It's great for, whether it's something, like a ladies retreat or, maybe a family reunion, multi-generational, things like that. So I'm just going to show you kind of some of the photos of it just to give you a little bit of a taste of what we're talking about. This is the entrance that you're seeing now on my screen here. So you kind of walk through this runway, which ties in well to the fashion element that we'll be talking about later, but you can walk the catwalk on your way into the villa. So it's 8 bedrooms and 9 full bathrooms. So everybody's got their own private bed and bath. This is the master suite, just to give you some ideas through some photos. There's 2 bathrooms in the master suite, so his and hers, so no arguments. Everybody has their own space. Huge master bedroom. And my favorite part of it, your own private plunge pool with your own private cabana right off of the bedroom. So if you have, let's say you're the host and you have other friends or family that are traveling with you, you literally have your own floor, so you don't even have to worry about sharing your space if you don't want to. You can have your own private level, and then choose to mix and mingle with everybody else in the other pools that the property offers. So they have 8 different bedrooms. Again, here's just to give you an idea of some of the other ones. I mean, nothing better than waking up to breathtaking views of the Pacific Ocean. Pretty gorgeous. There were several mornings I was fortunate enough. I showed you, and I woke up to the sun rising right outside my window. It was pretty gorgeous. So they have jacuzzis, pools, lots to do. Actually, one of the things that I think is really fun to consider for those that are traveling here, the owners also own a yacht. So we took a day and we went yachting, the whole group of us. So, they can make lunch on board, serve you cocktails. And again, the overall experience of being in this home is that you are like, it's like staying in a hotel. We'd hang out by the pool in the afternoons, and our bartender would come up to us, ask us what we'd like to drink, always suggesting something kind of unique, some sort of unique concoction that he would make up for us. So it really has all the luxury services you'd come to expect of staying in a hotel, in a villa.
And I think right now, too, just to jump in, Jeff, people are, I think, more comfortable in settings like this a little bit, because you kind of, you're not sharing different things, but it kind of gives you that level of comfort as well for some people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We work with another villa company that has villas throughout the U.S., throughout the Caribbean. We've seen so many inquiries for these guys lately because, as you say, I think for those that might be a little bit hesitant to travel right now, the ability to stay in a private home where everybody that you're staying with, I think brings a level of comfort.
Absolutely.
In a hotel for some.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a sister property, just to kind of show you, Maison de Cortez. It's 6 rooms, and it's actually even newer than Mantea, which I showed you. Slightly up the hill from the first one, a little bit more slick and contemporary, but again, same kind of idea, same location, a little bit smaller, so maybe better for a smaller group.
But if you have 2 groups, you can kind of separate it, and some people don't mind, being in 2 different locations. So absolutely. That's the fun part of more of this.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. Absolutely. Yeah. So I guess we'll jump over the Atlantic, and I'll show you a little bit about our properties that we work with in Santorini. So we work with a group called Cummings, IA. So they have 4 hotels on Santorini, and if you were to look at a map of Santorini, it looks like kind of a crescent moon, and Ia, which is what this is named after, is at the very tip of this. So you're at the tip of the island. The best part about it is you have gorgeous sunsets every night that you can take in from this property. It's really interesting because a lot of people will come in on a cruise ship just for a day, and there's all these cruise ship passengers kind of looking over these ledges to try and catch a view of the sunset. And when you say on a base, you're doing it from your own private plunge pool. So it's pretty fantastic. So this is they call it the caldera, which is kind of like this big crater that has been created because the island was a volcano. And so as I mentioned, they have 4 different properties. So they have their original one, which was Kanavesi, a boutique hotel. They have the Kanavesi Suites, which is their most high end, and I'm going to tell you about those a little bit further. They have their Sunday Suites, which is actually only 8 rooms. So it's, just after I, was showing you a villa with 8 rooms, it's kind of similar to staying in a private home, and it certainly could be rented out by, a family or
a takeover.
You could totally do a takeover there. I happened to stay at Sunday Suites when I was there. I loved it because I found it a little bit more intimate and private. The public pool, if you will, is only shared by 4 of the rooms because the other 4 have their own private plunge pool. So it's never a crowded pool. And then Epitome is their newest property, which is even further north on the tip of the island. And this is kind of the most contemporary and slick, but it's also the best for families because some of the room setups are more like villas and have a little bit more shared space. So that would be the best choice for families. I'm going to show you the suite, which again is definitely their most high end. The beauty of this particular property, as well as it's actually the only hotel on the island with an elevator. So for whatever reason, there's a lot of stairs in Santorini. So if there's any issues there, they actually have an elevator that can bring you to many of the rooms, which is certainly a selling point for some. They have their own spa at this hotel. None of the others do. And they have a phenomenal Greek restaurant as well. So this is your view at night when you're dining at the pool of the hotel. It's pretty spectacular. And they even do things like private panorama balcony dinners. So it's just you and your +1. And the beautiful part about this is, it's something that was always seen as romantic and phenomenal anyway. And now, it's COVID friendly too, because you're social distancing and you're doing your own thing. So, it's
important.
Very important, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice about even this hotel and the way it's set up, because you're kind of going upstairs and kind of going to different areas of the hotel to go to your room. You're never on like an internal hallway with a bunch of other guests. Everything's open air, outdoor. So I think the beauty is it just in and of itself is very social distancing friendly, which is certainly appealing right now. So just to give you some ideas of some of the suites, there's 26 in total at this property. All with their own private plunge pool. So, there is a public pool like you kind of saw from the photo of, the dinner there, but all the suites come in a variety of different configurations. They're all pretty unique in and of themselves. This is a view of their public pool, but many of the rooms, when I scroll down here, let me get you some examples. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Accommodations. There we go. Okay, so they all have their private plunge pool, like I was mentioning. So you have your privacy. You don't have to share the main pool with anybody. If you choose not to, you can just enjoy the privacy of your own suite. Some are really interesting, like this one, this river pool suite, for example. Canaves are caves. So this was built into caves, and at one point or another, some even, you can tell like a little bit on the side here when I was kind of flipping through this, there's an oven there that used to be used to bake bread, actually. And now it's built into part of this room. So you actually go up little steps from your room into this pool, which winds around the suite. So giving you phenomenal views of the water and just breathtaking. So this has definitely become one of the more popular suites at this hotel just because of its uniqueness. But you really can't go wrong with any of these. They average about 500 square feet or so, which, it's not huge by suite standards, but again, you're in a pretty uniquely configured hotel just based on the fact that you're on a cliffside. So, it kind of has to accommodate the topography there a little bit as well.
And then getting out to explore, is one of the main things too, even with your dining experiences, but to come back to like such a beautiful setting. So definitely encouraging me to dream now.
Oh yeah. It's a great outpost, I think. And actually, as I was scrolling down here, sorry to make everybody dizzy, but they actually, this hotel owns its own yachting company as well. So it's called Sunset Ia. And one of the days that I was there, we did this all-day cruise. You start late morning. They grill you, a fresh Greek lunch on board. Of course, you're drinking as well, enjoying. And then you stop on 3 different beaches along the way, one of which is like a sulfuric volcanic. So it's very therapeutic. So that was, I think, one of the highlights of my trip when I went to Greece. I mean, it's gorgeous to be out on the water there. And then last but not least, I mean, I think we keep on getting better here in terms of dreaming. So the last is Soniva Johnny, which is in the Maldives. And it's part of a group of 3 hotels. There's Soniva Johnny. Its sister property is Soniva Fushi, which is also in the Maldives. And then there's Soniva Kiri, which is in Thailand. But the founders of this property, it's a husband team, Sonu and Eva. So there's your Son Eva. They were some of the founding, I guess, kind of influencers, if you will, in terms of people who came up with the idea of sustainable tourism. They fell in love with the Maldives. It was really at the time a 3-star kind of destination. And they thought, why can't we do something that's luxurious, but also sustainable, and that doesn't destroy the environment of this gorgeous setting in the process? So their first one was Soniva Fushi, which I mentioned. It's a little bit different, actually. When you think of the Maldives, I think you're probably thinking more of what you're seeing right now with these overwater bungalows, which are spectacular. But Soniva Fushi is actually beachfront villas. So it's a little bit, they kind of go for this Robinson Crusoe shipwrecked kind of theme.
That's fun.
Which is fun. And in fact, we stayed at both when I went, and they're very unique and distinct experiences. And to be honest, I think both are very worthwhile to have because they're totally different. And of course, I think Soniva Johnny is a bit of the American dream of the Maldives with these overwater bungalows. But, to wake up and be able to walk right out onto the sand and onto the beach is spectacular in and of itself. And there's a little bit more to do because you're on an island at Soniva Fushi. So you jump on a bike every morning and you kind of bike around the island and go to restaurants and, go get your breakfast. So it's a different type of experience. But Soniva Johnny, too, as you're seeing in this video, I'll just kind of zoom in on one of the villas here, but the most popular are their villas with water slides. So a lot of the villas, as you were probably seeing as well from that photo, have roofs that actually retract. So you can open the roof and look under the stars as you fall asleep at night. I mean, it's a pretty phenomenal way to put yourself to sleep in the evening. So here's a great example of one with a water slide. I mean, that's really kind of their big selling feature. But as you can tell, too, they each have their own private plunge pool. You have your own outdoor bathroom, outdoor shower. So it's really, it's a dream. I mean, if you're a beach person, to me, it doesn't get much better than this. I mean, you can spend the day.
Look at that.
It's stunning. I mean, it really. Look, it's 24 hours to get there. It's a trek if you're coming from the United States, but
worth it.
It's worth it. And I would not say that about every place that has taken me 24 hours to get to, but I would
right.
This. And so just FYI as well, obviously travel restrictions still in place. Unfortunately, Europe right now is still off limits to Americans. We don't really have a hard set date in terms of when we'll be allowed back in. Good news for this, if you're dreaming about the Maldives, actually it opens on July 15th. The only thing for right now is you can't go between hotels. So you have to pick a hotel and stay there. They're just kind of trying to continue.
No more trekking.
No more trekking. So you couldn't do Soniva Johnny and Soniva Fushi. You'd have to pick one or the other, which can't really go wrong with either choice.
That's interesting. That's beautiful. What's that?
So this is
that little area.
Yeah. So this was all actually just one villa. What I was going to do really quickly is show you some of the experiences on property. So kind of go over, you can see the aerial view. There's a main island and there are a few beachfront villas here as well. But they are really creative at this hotel. They do
look at that cinema.
It's actually, you can't see, but behind it is a restaurant. So they give you headphones, you put on your headphones, they serve you dinner. It was actually a phenomenal sushi dinner we had that night. And you can listen to the movie as you dine. And you know what, like, hey, no matter who you're with.
Like, hey.
So that's, I think, a really kind of fun part about doing the Cinema Paradiso. Their spa, actually the founders of of Soniva founded Six Senses. So if you're familiar with Six
Oh,
Senses, they actually were the founders of that. So all the properties have a Six Senses spa, and I can tell you it's some of the best massages I've had in my life, without a doubt. They do things like sunrise breakfast. They have astronomy.
look at that sunrise breakfast.
They're really creative. We did a sunset dolphin cruise one night. They do have their own observatory. Soniva Fushi, because it's on an island, actually has a full-on domed stargazing observatory, which is pretty phenomenal. Here's the dolphin safari I was talking to you about. Private beach dinners. It goes on and on. They have
where it's in the private beach dinner, like literally, it looks like you're there by yourself.
Absolutely. So there's this beautiful sandbar not too far, kind of off of that main kind of strip that you saw. So they set it up for you during the day. And as you say, I mean, it's totally private at night. It's beautiful. What other kind of cool things? They just like have these fun random things like hammocks in the water. So there's poles in the water, and you just swim out to a private hammock, or swings, and it's an adult playground without a doubt. And again, phenomenal cuisine to go with it. They have multiple restaurant choices as well, so you're never sick of dining because you're always trying different places every night. And we repeated a restaurant for the times that we were at either one of the Soniva properties. So lots to do. And again, in normal times, I would suggest you do actually kind of go between the two properties. As well, they do offer Soniva in Aqua, which I can show you really quick just on the J.Mak website. They have a 2-bedroom yacht that goes between the properties.
Oh.
So you can actually have the full Soniva experience on a yacht.
Oh.
And actually one of the bedrooms, if you have a photo of this, has a glass bottom. Here you go.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So you can actually see the fish below you.
Go, Jeff. You did
right?
That dream so good. Yes.
Hey.
Woo.
Dream now, travel later, I guess is what.
Yeah, that is hot.
Again, they're open. So there are possibilities, which is really exciting, I think, for many of us.
Wow.
So that's it from me. I don't know. Should we wait for questions?
Yeah, we're gonna wait for questions. Now we're gonna find out what we're supposed to wear.
Love it. Most important thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm Jenelle. I'm the head of personal shopping at Olivela, and I am also going to share my screen. Okay, so a little bit about Olivela. Olivela is a luxury retail concept with a purpose. It was founded by our founder, Stacey Boyd, in 2017. And the way it works is when you shop, we donate. So 20% of all of the proceeds from every sale go to one of our charities. And when you're shopping the site, it's actually really great because it lists the price, but it also lists whichever charity, if you pick Save the Children, if you pick St. Jude's, how many treatments or how many days of school or how many essential supplies each outfit or each item that you're buying equivalents to. So it's a really great way to give back and also doing some shopping at the same time. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what to bring to these beautiful destinations that Jeff just showed us. So one of the things I think, that everyone should start out with is the standards. So I say standards for packing are solid t-shirt, a pair of jeans, sundress, dressy pants. I think particularly wide leg pants are great for travel. It's like a little bit more sophisticated. And a swimsuit, a regular dress, and dark pants. But I think the perfect thing to think about when packing is pieces that will do double duty. So on this slide, I gave the example of there's the black bikini top, but that goes with the white cover-ups, but the cover-up bottom can also be worn as a dress skirt at dinner. And also I think a lightweight sweater is the perfect alternative to like a full body cover-up, and it looks like very chic. I think a beach hat, like a hat, I think is the essential thing to take to the beach, and a great pair of sunglasses.
This is
A big pair of sunglasses and a hat on, everyone wants to know who's that person over there in the hat.
If only I could just pack like this, though.
And then a great like low-key earring. Like when you're at the beach, it's you still should incorporate accessories, but go with something that's like at a lower price point, but something that you get like a lot of bang, so it's a statement piece. When it comes to casual and athletic wear, I think tops, workout tops, this Mucci workout top, also like once you leave the gym and you take your leggings off, you could put on a black pair of pants, a fun fashion sneaker. I think fashion sneakers are a must-have for travel, because you can really throw on a pair of fashion sneakers with a skirt, or also with a romper. Rompers also serve as great cover-ups. I know everyone has seen that tie-dye has been really big during quarantine, and I know that like DIY tie-dye isn't for everyone, but this acid wash tie-dye is like underneath or on top of a swimsuit is a great look, and you can also just wear it like during the day casually. A pair of jeans, but I've paired this Jonathan Simkai pair of jeans where like with a little detail. Like I would say when you're going on vacation, it's time to step out of your comfort zone a little bit and like dress your jeans up with some sort of accent. I think the high-waisted belt is a great accent, or also a tuxedo jean is a really great option in that case, as well as a fun off the shoulder. One shoulder is a big trend for swim right now, but it's also really great from day to night. You could wear the off the shoulder top with your jeans and it would look great, but you could also wear it with a dress and it like really dresses up the look. So it's that idea of like doing double duty with your items. The next one is like more evening. I love a monochromatic look at dinner. Dressing in all black, all white always gets a lot of attention, particularly in Greece. I think all white is a really chic way to go.
It goes with all the decor.
Yes. And I think when you're going to go monochromatic, you need to go with more statement pieces when it comes to like your earrings or your jewelry, as well as you can just go with a simple shoe. I paired this with a wide length pant. Wide length pants look good on everyone at every size. It's just about getting the right fit. And then a jumpsuit is also really perfect for vacation this time of year. You can put a metallic sandal with it. You could also wear the glitter sneakers with it, a little bit of jewelry, and it's dressed up, but also you could throw this off the shoulder white top on top of a jumpsuit and make a completely different look. So a jumpsuit really allows you to be really versatile where you're not packing as much. I know with COVID, people are probably thinking about, I don't want to have multiple suitcases, things to wipe down. So minimizing the amount of stuff you're carrying, finding multitasking pieces will really help with that.
That's a good idea.
And then when it comes to accessories, I think that you can never have enough accessories. I'd always say pack less clothes, pack more accessories, because you could wear a white t-shirt, jeans, and black pants and a skirt in so many different ways, depending on the accessories that you have. I think that multiple pairs of sunglasses, if possible, is always a good thing to do. Don't forget your skincare. A lot of people they spend all this time packing all of their clothes, and then when it comes to the toiletries, it's like a little last minute. You're going to be spending a lot of time in the sun. It's important that you use it as a time to really indulge and do those masks or skincare things that you wouldn't necessarily do at home, especially if there's a spa. Like Jeff said, in the hotel, you could buy some of the products there, and it's a time to indulge. A little fun flip-fring with different accessories and perfume. Women always seem to forget perfume on trips, and it's if that's your she said that's her. If it's your signature scent at home, you want it to be your signature scent during your travel, or also it's a perfect opportunity to try a new scent.
Something different.
If you are not sure, get a travel size version of something, and it's the perfect opportunity to see if it mixes well. I would also say like a statement earring that's on the little bit dressier side. So I like these earrings because it's a play on like pearls and diamonds, something that we think of being very stuffy, but this is a very modern take on that look, as well as a travel wallet. I just think all the cards that you have in your normal wallet, you don't need to take those when you go on a trip. You just need the basics.
Right.
So investing in like a very cute travel wallet. This one is hand painted and can be monogrammed. And then like some statement jewelry that's like fun, as well as like a big beach bag. I think having a large beach bag and a small clutch are the perfect, and a travel wallet are the perfect in-betweens.
Good.
And those are the looks that I put together.
Very good. If only I could, and I never thought about even now how we have to think about traveling. It does make sense to just have one bag that you're kind of having to worry about, because we are going to be wiping things down and just functioning totally different now. But we're dreaming, we know what to wear. So thank you guys so much. So now we will open it up for questions.
So there's one question actually that's in the Q&A.
Okay.
From Tiana. It says, hi, I'm a PTA with Evolution Travel. Do you offer TA rates or incentives?
So all hotels will typically do something. It just depends on the property, to be perfectly honest. Soneva Johnny does not do much. They're a tricky one. I mean, you're talking 2,500 plus a night for these.
Right. They're like, no, we not discounting.
Get to know me really well, and I'll let you know next time we do it. Yeah, that one's a tricky one. But a lot of our hotels do. Yes, that we work with. Absolutely. Take a look on our website. I'll do a little plug, since we have hi@jmak.com, like hello. That's for our travel advisors. So you can certainly send us a note there. That'd be great. Send me your details, and it'd be nice to connect with you. So.
What fashion for gents?
Fashion for men. Men should always pack a dress shirt, a pair of dark pants. I apologize, I don't have looks. We don't sell men's fashion, so that's my fault there. A great sports coat, some sneakers.
A good
maybe a couple of shirts,
and like that doesn't get wrinkled.
Oh yes, because men have more. Yes, that's a very good call, Jeff. Thanks for saving me.
No problem.
And Jeff, how far in advance do you think people should book? I have my opinion, but what do you think?
I thought you were going to say pack. I'm usually the guy that does it like 3 hours before my flight. But in terms of booking, right now is kind of interesting times. I can tell you domestic US, gratefully, because we're starting to see interest in travel and again, because there's so many restrictions on international, a lot of short booking windows right now are sold out. Like a lot of our properties that have opened up in Cape Cod and Coast in Maryland. We've got a property in Big Sur in California. They haven't even opened yet, and they're sold out for July. So we are seeing, for the short-term travel, if you're ready to do something this summer, locally, domestic US, I say get on it now.
Get on it now. Yeah. And it's a good time to kind of book and actually get out there because of the flexibility that most places have, whether it's the resorts or even the airlines now. So if you want to get out there, I think this is kind of like the time to do it. But like Jeff said, if it's domestic, I would definitely do that as soon as possible.
Surprisingly, with our hotels, we haven't seen a lot of discounting, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
Because many are not opening with full inventory. So the rooms that they do have, they're selling at their full rates. Even, for Christmas and stuff, I think people are hoping they'll be able to travel internationally by Christmas.
Yeah, we hope.
Yeah, right. So.
And on average, what is the cost range for 2 to 4 people? Can you guys see the chat? See the questions on the chat?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
So for a trip like Soniva, okay, so if you can do an all-inclusive package, it's about $250 per person per day, and like I mentioned,
which is worth it.
Which is worth it.
So worth it. Yeah.
But that doesn't include alcohol, which is incredibly expensive in the Maldives. You're talking about like $30 a drink, so it's worse than New York City. So yeah, let's say about $2,500 a night. You also have to include air transfers. So what you're doing is you're flying into Male, which is the main kind of hub island of the Maldives, and then you have to fly to Soniva. So that's about another $900 per person round trip. So yeah, it's not cheap. And again, if you're flying business class air, you're probably talking what, 5,000 or 6,000 a person to get over to the Maldives, at least. Probably.
But that's why we dream in now, so we know.
Yeah, right. Save about 25, 30K. You really want to do it right for this one. But Mexico, to be honest, I mean, that is a totally different story. You certainly could be talking about even as low as like $1,500 a night for that villa I showed you. I mean, there are times when booking that villa is cheaper than booking a hotel suite. So that's a little bit more affordable. Absolutely. If you're talking about something more domestic US, but you want 4.5, 5-star, some of our properties, I'd say $500-600 a night is what we see at a lot of, like Cape Cod, Maryland coast, things like that. So.
I was just looking, there's some questions in Tiana, I'm sorry. I think I sent my information to you. Okay, let me, you got a pen? I will reach out to you. Okay, is Greece cost still low like past years when currency devalue? I think that's a negative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, I didn't really get into this detail, but of those 4 hotels that I showed you, part of the reason why I showed you Conabasia Suites is because that's the one that's open right now. They haven't opened all the hotels just because they're a little bit hesitant with inventory. So that's another one where the cost hasn't really reduced because they've reduced the inventory. So they're kind of compensating for, not having as many rooms to sell. The rooms that they are selling, they're able to sell at their regular rate.
And I'm going to list my my email address in the chat. And if anybody wants to reach out to me after this, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions or assist you or point you in the right direction. You're welcome, Carla. Anybody else have any questions? This has been really fun. Travel is super, super important to me. Even before I got into the industry, like some years ago, my parents traveled a lot. So I was introduced at a young age, but I found that my passion is once I meet with somebody, is just creating something based off their experience. So you could call and say, oh, I was thinking about some, whatever destination. But even after the conversation, I may take it and go somewhere totally opposite based on how I feel and what I think would be good for you. So it's passion, it's these relationships like with Jeff and Jenelle. There's like no place where I wouldn't have help to make the vacation or whatever it is that you're doing amazing. even where I am right now at the Cochran House. So everything is just it's personal, and like if it's like Jeff and Jenelle and even the host where I am right now, that just goes to show like all of our passions in making sure that when people do take these trips, that they have an amazing time. Have cruise ships adjusted to COVID compliant? Ooh, child, I don't really mess with cruises that much. But I know, I'm sorry, I'm silly too. But it's just, even when I came into the industry, I think I've sold one cruise, and that was a Disney cruise. And Disney cruises are like Ritz-Carlton on the water. So to answer your question, I'm not sure, but I would be more than happy to look into that for you. My email address is in the chat, and I'd be happy to look into it for you. I think they are, you would hope, but
I know like the ones have said they're not really doing anything until more like August, September at this point. It looks
and I'm thinking probably like maybe Thanksgiving,
really.
Christmas, seriously.
So I don't, anything's in Europe, it might be a foreign line that we might not be as familiar with over here. I would think that would be
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anybody else? Janelle, you're going to have to send me that docket so I can practice. I can at least practice trying to think that I'm going to pack like that.
Actually, I want to get that wallet for my mom, so I need to find out from you.
Oh yeah, it's Olipel. It's like we're actually having an event with them where you can have them personalized, so it's like perfect time.
All right, good to know. Thanks.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I'm one of those people that actually does pack from like a visual like this. Like I do take pictures of all of my stuff and like remind myself of all of the different outfits that I can make out of things. Because sometimes when you travel, you've packed the stuff and then you're like, what am I wearing this with? And I just flat lay it on the floor and I'm like, these go together. This is a look. This is a look. And it just makes it so easy because it's on my phone. And when I wake up in the morning, I just like flip through and I'm like, oh, I want to wear that. And then it's like all there. So like those little things totally help.
I'm the complete opposite. Like I pack like 400 suitcases and wear the same thing the whole time, including this, like a different bathing suit. But majority of the time I wear the same time. Jenelle, do you have a website? Can you type the website in the chat? Okay.
I will type it in now.
And Kim Wright, did you see my email address in there now? Oh, she probably can't answer. Can you just type?
And I'll put my email in there as well.
Oh, Kim said she didn't see it.
You know what? We're typing to all panelists. You have to.
Oh, duh.
That little thing right there.
Oh, that would help.
Either
panelists and attendees.
All panelists and attendees? Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jeff.
Very tech savvy, Jeff.
I know.
I've done plenty of Zoom over the past couple of months, I can tell you.
I did too, but I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, Kim. Did you get it that time that we typed it in the right place?
Yeah, I think she got it, but now she wants Jeff. So.
Yeah, so any travel you can book directly through Kamala.
You got to see me, Kim.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's
the package deal.
But thank you all. Again, we're all very passionate in our field. So we appreciate you being here. And Jeff and Jenelle, thank you so much.